Let's deal with the elephant in the room first of all, shall we? Because I know what some of you will be thinking. Yo, he looks rough. I've got some American subscribers, and they're not wrong. I do look rough, and that explains the little antennae I've got on my head at the minute. I nodded off earlier, wouldn't stick back down. I don't care. I'm just going with it. Had a really bad night. Been ill all night. Not going to describe my symptoms. Use your imagination. I was very, very ill. But about 1 o'clock, I was awoken by my body, which says, "Excuse me, Gio, we're not feeling good." So I decided to sacrifice myself. I got out of the bed and I went downstairs and had naps, because that's all it was. I had naps on the sofa in between being ill, and I used the downstairs bathroom. Why? So Mrs. Gio, who has work today, can continue sleeping. This morning I hear her upstairs coming down the stairs. So I sat up, folded up the duvet, put it away. Right. She comes in and she goes, "Oh, have you not been very well last night?" I said, "No." And she went, "Yeah, I can tell." What's that about? What's the attack for? I'm aware I'm ill. I'm aware I look ill. I don't need someone to point out that I look ill. What morale? What a slap to my morale first thing in the morning. Not even 7 a.m. Just being put down. Anyway, I've mustered up some energy. Let's go. Welcome to the Premier League preview and prediction show. We've got the Manchester Derby on Saturday afternoon. It's not as good as it used to be. It doesn't really pack a punch, does it? They're missing characters. They're missing panto villains. I'm the panto villain on this channel. Oh, yes, I am. I'm ill, all right? Let me have it. But they're missing people, aren't they? They need a Roy Keane. They need a Sean Goater, Paul Dickov. They need big names like that. They need, I don't know, Michael Carrick. Oh, no, wait, Michael Carrick is back. Maybe Ole. No, he's been back as well. Well, man, you're trying to bring them back. They just get a shot at the manager's job, and they hope at least one of them won't be complete dog shit, and then he might get to keep it. But the Manchester Derby is just not the same anymore, is it? We need Mario Balotelli, Wayne Rooney. We need big players like that are willing to, as I always say, create big moments, get sent off. That's what we need. We need players willing to get sent off. That's what we're missing. A crunchy tackle, and then squaring up. Once you've taken someone out of the game, square it up and say, "I've not done anything wrong. What are you going to do about it?" And then the commentator says, "Oh, we're really sorry. No one wants to see this." Incorrect. Everyone wants to see this. Let the scraps continue. That's why when I tune into a derby, I want a fight. I want not just I want a bang. Do you know what I mean? I want something like that. Not when my team's involved. I want them to behave themselves to an extent. But when it's two other teams, I want it to be finishing 9v9. I think they should agree before the game. We're each going to get 2 players sent off, so anything goes for the next 90 minutes. I think it would be far more entertaining. Anyway, Manchester United hosting Manchester City. Only one win in 7-4. Man United, however, there's still only 1 point out of the top 5. They're doing okay points on the board-wise. Michael Carrick in charge for this one. Just 1 win in 6 at Old Trafford. However, coming up against the Manchester City team, who have 3 successive draws in the Premier League. They were breathing down Arsenal's neck at one point. They were going above Arsenal when they played first, putting pressure on them, but they've just fell away a little bit, so City need to get back to it. However, unbeaten in 13 and won 5 of the last 6 away in the league. It's hard to see anything other than the Man City win at Old Trafford on Saturday afternoon. I'm going to say Man United 1, Manchester City 3. Now, I would like to see you guys get involved. Please give me your predictions down below. There's a list in the description of the video and the pinned comments. I put it in 2 places because I'm kind of, even when I'm ill, I'm still thinking of some of you. So give me your predictions and I will announce the winner next week's show. I don't have a winner from last week's show because I'm not being very well, so I'm skipping the corners I can. However, I do have to say a big thank you to Jonathan, who kindly donated a £10 super chat saying happy birthday, Mrs. Gio, due to my rant last week. And he's been informed. It's very kind. I have now purchased their chocolates from Jonathan and warned him to stop flirting with my missus on YouTube. And also thank you to you lot as well. Hit 7,000 subscribers yesterday. Did a video on VAR. Came up on my phone. 7,000 subscribers. That was very nice. The numbers are pathetic. Look at it. Everything's down. It just tells me to do more videos, really. I need to get my finger out. I'm going to get my finger out. You're going to see more content. So subscribe, stick around. Thank you to Jonathan for £10 of my £8 earnings in the last 4 weeks. Right, Stamford Bridge, another manager in charge. There's a debate over how to pronounce his name. I'm just going to call him Liam, all right? No win in 5 in the Premier League for Chelsea. Only one Chelsea manager has, out the last 7, has won his first league game in charge of the Blues. Although he's had a bit of an advantage that he watched a game against Fulham and then he was in charge of a cup game. So he's kind of cheating that statistic a little bit. Hosting Brentford, who are now unbeaten in 6, winning 5. They're 5th in the Premier League table. Why are they not getting the credit? I get frustrated. And listen, Brentford fans and at the start of the season, Bournemouth fans, and in the middle of the 2 Sunderland fans, they don't require me getting frustrated on their behalf. But I do. Because it's natural. And I think, where's the credit for Keith Andrews? Where's the praise? And I see them talking about, managers of the month and stuff like that. Just forget that. If he maintains this, he's manager of the year. To have Brentford, if they finish 7th, to me, that is more impressive than Arsenal winning the league. I don't know about you lot, but Keith Andrews for manager of the year, as long as he doesn't... He's got finishing European spots to get it, though, but that would be an incredible achievement. That's why he would win it, in my opinion. Anyway, this game at Chelsea... Previously in the season, Brentford away, you just backed against them, didn't you? Because they'd only had one win, which was against West Ham. But they've won the last 3 away, albeit there's some cup games in there. But they're picking up form now. They're looking solid, looking confident. Thiago can't keep scoring hat-tricks every other game, but when he doesn't, Shada's scoring a hat-trick. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm going to say Chelsea 2, Brentford 2. I'm not sure about this playing out from the back. I watched the game last night. I wasn't ill at this point. I was fine. And... Not keen. If I'm an opposition team away to play Chelsea, you're getting goals by pressing that Chelsea defence. They're not great at it, playing it out at the back yet, and it's very slow and it's very risky. Teams are going to capitalise on the way that Liam wants to play at Chelsea. Leeds United host Fulham 7 unbeaten before getting beat by Newcastle United. What a fantastic game it was. However, they got a win in the FA Cup to get back to winning ways. But only 2 losses so far this season in 10 games at Elland Road. It's a bloody difficult place for anyone to go. Coming up against Fulham, unbeaten in 6, and they've got Messi. I mean, Harry Wilson, who's just, he's playing like Messi, isn't he? He's just ridiculous. It's not just that he's scoring and getting assists. It's not just the numbers. It's how he's achieving them. That assist last week was unbelievable. Outside of his left foot, to play it behind him, just to curl it. He crossed it better than a right footer could with outside of his left foot. A few weeks ago, he scored with outside of his left foot. This is why I'm a left footer. Was when I played football before I got fat. And sometimes I'd get a little criticism. You don't use your weak foot much. And I was like, I don't need to, mate. I'm good with my left foot. I could do stuff where some people might use their right foot, but I was like, I don't need to. I can use my left foot. Thank you, Harry Wilson and Mo Salah. You two are proving me right. It's 20 years too late, but I appreciate it. Anyway, I'm going to say Leeds United... I've got more stats for Fulham here. They've won 4 of their unbeaten in 6, but they're just 2 points off 5th, and they've won all 5 against bottom 5 teams, and they've won their last 5 against promoted teams. This is a kind of bread and butter game for Marco Silva, but I just think Elland Road's a bloody tough place to go, and I think because of the gap between Leeds and West Ham, Leeds are in do not lose territory. As much as they might look at this one and think we need to win or would like to win, of course you would. I think a draw's an okay result, because even if West Ham win, it's still only 2 points. We're gaining on them. I think Leeds are okay picking up draws in difficult fixtures at the moment, whereas West Ham, we need to pick up wins in difficult fixtures. We don't have one this weekend. We'll discuss it in a second. But before we do that, 1-1 at Elland Road, if I didn't say that. Liverpool hosting Burnley. Liverpool now unbeaten in 11, although I'm not convinced. Sometimes these stats and whatever come out, and I have to go double check it because it doesn't feel true. Remember, we discussed it last time, that no manager has been sacked twice by different clubs in the Premier League in history. It just doesn't feel true. And I was looking up names, and people were giving me examples of managers that have been sacked. Like Juric was sacked by Roma, I think, and then sacked by Southampton in the same season, but not the Premier League. There's been managers been sacked in the same calendar year, but not the same season. So it didn't feel true, but turns out it is. Well, Liverpool unbeaten in 11 just doesn't feel true. I've checked it, it's true. They are, but they're just not convincing, are they? 1-6 and drawn 5, but drawn the last 3 Premier League games. 1980-81 is the last time Liverpool did not beat a promoted team at Anfield. They've not beaten Leeds United or Sunderland at Anfield so far this season, so they failed to beat Burnley. It'll be the first time since 1980-81 they failed to beat a promoted team at home. Burnley, without, that's it, I was always say W10, they've definitely not won 10. Without a win in 12 games now, losing 8 of 10 in the Premier League this season. You have to go back to October 1970, the last time that they went longer without a win in the top flight. And here's a fun fact. Their 13th fixture during that run, which lasted 14 games, their 13th fixture was against Liverpool. I'm going to say Liverpool 2, Burnley 0. Sunderland host Crystal Palace. Here are stats, and you can make it tell a story you want it to tell. Sunderland, no win in 5, or only 1 defeat in 7. Pick your statistic, depends if you like Sunderland or not. Unbeaten at home this season, winning 5, drawing 5. Only the second team to go unbeaten in the Premier League at home so far. Coming up against the Crystal Palace team. How many games do you think since they won a game? 9 without a win for Crystal Palace. Also got put out of the FA Cup by Macclesfield, only 2 points behind their hosts Sunderland. Though I will say with Palace, they've just got a light squad, and also it's been titled as the biggest upset in FA Cup history. And I guess statistically, it probably is the gap between the teams in the league and the fact that they're FA Cup holders. I don't think it is. I think Wigan winning the FA Cup was a bigger upset than Macclesfield beating Crystal Palace when you consider everything. And I think it'll do Palace a favour getting knocked out of the FA Cup, because they can still have a good season in the Premier League. You look at the league table, they're fine. They're not in great form, but they're doing okay. Plus, they've still got a chance in the Conference League, so they can still have a really good season. I just think the FA Cup, I mean, they've been struggling with games massively so far this season. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a blessing in disguise that Palace are out the FA Cup. Don't know if it might do wonders. They've had a week between that game and this game. I'm going to say Sunderland 1, Crystal Palace 1. Moving on to Tottenham, taking on my team, West Ham United. Spurs, 2 wins in 12, losing 6 of them, plus they're 17th in the home league table. Only the bottom 3 are below them in the home form for the season so far. Just 2 wins. 10 without a win in the Premier League for West Ham, and we've not won away in the Premier League since we beat Nottingham Forest, who Nuno was managed. There's some statistics I like in football, and I quite like that one, but it's about my team. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Anyway, since then, we've drawn 4, lost 4 on the road. We do okay against Spurs in recent seasons, and this is where I speak about derbies at the start. This is a different type of one. This is more a rivalry, because Spurs will say, our biggest derbies. Arsenal, West Ham fans will say, ours is Millwall. Both things are true. However, I think this is where sometimes rivalries are better than derbies, because I think usually Man United against Leeds United are better than Man United against Manchester City, for example. Even in the past, we've seen, Arsenal, Man U, they create these little, for whatever reason, there's a little rivalry, and I think those games can sometimes be better than the derbies. And this is the game where Tottenham fans will say, it's your cup final, and we'll say, it's your cup final. Do you know what? I think both fans care about this fixture, and that's okay. I've never understood why it's almost like shame on you for caring about a match. I don't get it. I look forward to playing Tottenham. If we beat them, I love it, and if we get beat by them, I hate it. And it impacts me more than if we play Burnley, for example. I enjoy beating Spurs more than Burnley. I hate getting beat by Spurs more than I hate getting beat by Burnley. I don't understand this desire to downplay rivalry in football. I don't get it. It's almost like shame. But then you see the celebrations of when they beat us, they go mental, on the concourse about when West Ham it up and all that, and West Ham get battered everywhere they go. Do you know what? Crack on. Because it's a game that means something to you, and you've just won and you're enjoying it. Good. Life is miserable enough without deciding, look at let's get the fixtures out. I don't care about that one. Don't care about, Arsenal at home, yeah, I'll have that one. That's it. The other 37 games, Arsenal away as well, 2 games. I care about those ones. Maybe Chelsea. West Ham, definitely not. What about any other game? Nah, hate them all. Not bothered. So you only care about 2 games in the Premier League out of 38. Yeah, up the Spurs. Well, you don't, do you? You care about more, and that's okay. We love beating Tottenham. Twice they came to us when they were in a title contention, and we beat them. I absolutely loved it. Football should be about memories. Football should be about emotion, and historically, between us two, there's been some bloody good games of football. Some they win, some we win. Some we draw 3-3 with Lanzini scoring a screamer in the last minute. I think it's a good fixture. Now, on paper, this is a good fixture for us. A team that's crap at home, protest before the game. They've just signed Conor Gallagher. Good player, not sure it's the right type of player. If we'd signed a centre-back, I'd maybe fancy us. Do you know what? I always go with my head. My head says we're going to draw this game. I'm going to go with my heart, because you can change your mind, but you can't change your heart. Tottenham 1, West Ham 2. Come on! Anyway, Nottingham Forest hosting Arsenal at 5:30 on Saturday. I'll tell you what, we win. I'm tuning into this one big time. And Forest fans are going to have to root for Spurs, and West Ham fans are going to have to root for Arsenal. That's a yucky weekend, isn't it? Forest lost 5 of their last 6. In one game they didn't lose. I mean, it's just the same statistic for everyone. Oh, Brentford only lost one away game all season until recently against West Ham. That team lost 5 of their last 6. The game they didn't lose against West Ham. I hate this. Anyway, if Nottingham Forest lose, it'll be the first time in over 100 years that they've lost 7 of their first 11 games at home. Coming up against Arsenal, who have won 9 and drawn 1. Now, when I seen that statistic, I thought that can't be right in the last 10. But that can't be right, because they drew against Liverpool, right? That's a draw. But they also got beat by Aston Villa. And what feels like last week, right? And I know they beat them a few games ago, but it felt like that reverse fixture wasn't that long ago. Went and had a look. It is their 11th fixture. My word, we've had a lot of football recently, haven't we? I put myself off now. 1-9, blah, blah, blah. One last 5 aways. There we go. We're back on course here. Scoring at least 3 goals on 4 occasions. Arsenal just a different beast at the minute. They're absolutely fantastic. The squad is ridiculous. You see that team that come out last night, and you look at the bench with Havertz and Jesus and Lewis Skelly, Marino, and I know some people might say, oh, I don't like him. They walk into most teams in the Premier League individually. They just walk into them. They've got an incredible squad at that football club. There was players that didn't play last night, like Calafiore and Cape, Eze. I mean, even Norgard, Brentford's captain, good enough for most teams in the Premier League, can't get a sniff at Arsenal at the minute. Just incredible. I'm going to say Nottingham Forest 0, Arsenal 2. And I'll tell you what, these 2 predictions happen, and also Leeds draw. I'm all right with that. You'll see a happy Gio next week on this channel. Moving on to Sunday's games as Wolves host Newcastle, unbeaten in 4. No, not Newcastle, Wolves. Wolves are now unbeaten in 4 games. They're stringing a little bit of form together. And Newcastle United won their last 3 in the Premier League, but they've only won 2 of the last 9 in all competitions away from St James's Park, losing 6 of them. Newcastle's a funny old team. You look at the Premier League table, you think, they're doing all right. They're in a shout of Champions League football. Then you watch them and you think, I don't know, it just doesn't feel, I don't know, there's something about it. It just doesn't feel right at Newcastle at the minute for me. But I try not to blow my own trumpet too much. Listen, I'm 18 minutes in. I'm going to do it now. It's fine. I get a lot of things wrong. I'm just a football fan. You're just a football fan. You're going to. It's normal. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Don't worry about it. But now and again, we get things right. Tell you what, I've seen a lot of praise for Lewis Hall. I want to sit here and say, I told you. I'm a big fan of Lewis Hall. He was absolutely mustard against Man City the other night. He's fantastic. Honestly, if I'm a Newcastle fan, get Hall and Livramento at fullbacks. They're just, both of them are so good. I'm a huge fan of both of them. Anyway, I've got sidetracked. But Wolves are doing all right now. I mean, they scored 6 against Shrewsbury, and you might say it's only Shrewsbury. It doesn't really matter. You got to get your confidence up. Plus, Munetsi, possibly the worst player I've ever seen in a Wolves shirt, and I've seen some crap players in Wolves shirts. What a terrible signing he's been. He's on his way out, so that's a boost for Wolves. I'm going to say Wolves 2, Newcastle 2. Then the 4:30 game on Super Sunday. It's always called Super Sunday regardless of who plays, isn't it? Just Sunday then, isn't it? The 4:30 game on Sunday, Aston Villa host Everton. Villa 0-0 in the last Premier League game against Crystal Palace. Felt like a disappointing result for them. That's the standards at Aston Villa now. You draw 0-0 against Palace, who I appreciate not in great form at the minute, but they're still a good team. And when you think, oh, that's a bit of a blow for Villa, you're a bloody good team. That's a reflection of you. Only Arsenal have beaten them in the last 15, winning 13 of those 15 games as well. Everton just 1 win in 7 after winning 4 in 5. I mean, this Everton team's strange, isn't it? a couple of games and you think, oh yeah, they're good. They're powering Grealish and Dye. I know Ndye's been away, but they're looking good. And all of a sudden you tune in and they're playing like they're League One. I mean, what's going on here? What's going on with this Everton team? Everton fans are a little bit... I've seen some saying, no, this is what we need, stability, and others saying it's boring, we're out the cups already, why didn't we take the cup serious? I agree with the latter, by the way. Why don't you take the cup serious? Because they should. They're not going to get relegated, but they could get European football if they have a good second half of the season. Also, in that spell for Everton, they've won 3 and drawn 1 of the last 5 away, so they're not doing too bad away from the Hill Dickinson, but it's Villa and it's Arsenal. That's the only 2 teams I can say that for at the moment. I'll back both of them in most games. It doesn't matter who Arsenal play, I'm probably going to back Arsenal. It doesn't matter who Villa play, I'm probably going to back Villa. Feels risky letting Madeline go out. I know he's not first choice week in, week out, but it does feel like I've always thought he's Emery's plan B no matter what the situation is. Need a goal, get Madeline on. You're drawing, get Madeline on. You're leading, get Madeline on. I've always thought he was one of the first subs Emery always used. I thought he's a bloody good sub to have. Could play right, left, down the middle. So I know... he's going out to Roma. Even the fee feels low, an obligation of 22 million-ish. Don't know, I think Roma have got a good signing there for Malin. Be interesting to see what Villa do. I know they've signed a young striker, but surely that's not Malin's replacement. We'll wait and see. But for this game, I'm going to say Villa 2, Everton 0. And moving on to Monday night. I like it when we've got Monday night football. Brighton unbeaten in 4 now, coming up against the Bournemouth side, who finally won a Premier League game of football after 11 without a win, thanks to Semenyo's last-minute goal against Spurs, his goodbye to the Cherries fans before he went to Man City, and started getting goals ruled out because Haaland's toe is offside. Only one loss in 10 at home for Brighton, so although they feel a little bit patchy and inconsistent at home, they are consistent. Coming up against the Bournemouth side, 9 without a win away from home, so they're not great on the road, but it does coincide with the 11 without a win because the win obviously came at Vitality against Spurs. Looking forward to this game. Should be goals. I had a little look at the head-to-heads recently between the two clubs. Always gives you maybe a bit of an indication. There's always goals, and it's quite even. Brighton win, Bournemouth win, Brighton win, Bournemouth win. Don't think there's been a draw in the last 5, if that's from the top of my head though. I'm looking forward to this game. Should be a good one. Brighton 2, Bournemouth 1. There you have it. That's my predictions and my little preview of the Premier League this weekend. I would like to know your predictions. Please do get involved below. Copy, paste, give me your predictions. And the winner will receive a shout-out next week, assuming I'm feeling a little bit better. Thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate all the support. 7,000 subscribers. It's not much, but it's a big deal to me. So thank you. Please do drop a like on the video by clicking thumbs up. Catch you in a bit.